Hello, I'm Game Boy Lyric, and we are going to be beating Super Mario Bros. Without pressing left, because surprisingly, not a lot of YouTubers have done this. Without any further ado, let's get right into it. Now, first, let's explain what actually are the downsides of not pressing left. Because not only can you not go left, but also you can't decelerate. This challenge is going to be really hard, so let's get right into this. So, 1-1. 1-1 was actually pretty easy. You just have to avoid missing the pipe, or else you have to restart the entire level like I did here. 1-2 was also pretty easy, although it was a little hard, again, because of the deceleration, or the lack of it, I mean. But otherwise, again, this is still very possible, so let's move on to 1-3. And 1-3 was also very easy. Again, it was just the deceleration that got me a couple times, but other than that, I did manage to beat it. 1-4 was also pretty easy, although I realized that you can't get fire flowers, because you need to go left in order to get them, so that's impossible. But the level itself is really easy. So going into 2-1, 2-1 is very easy unless you do this, what I just did here. This will soft lock you. You cannot do that. You cannot miss the spring. I have to reset the level. But going into 2-2, it was pretty hard. Really, it was the friction again. Because of this, you basically stop swimming really slow. But I still managed to beat it. Now 2-3 was really hard. You basically can't stop running. If you stop running, you're either gonna fall in the void or the fish are gonna catch up to you. But I did eventually make it. 2-4 is again another pretty hard level. Mostly because of the fire bars and this area right here. If you have too much momentum, you will just fall in the void. But again, yeah, I did eventually make it. So let's go to World 3. So going to World 3, World 3-1 was pretty easy except for this one jump at the end. It was really annoying, and I failed the 1-up trick because of course I did. But eventually I made it. 3-2 is also pretty easy. In fact, it's literally like a flat level. I don't even have to do much. Now 3-3 was probably the hardest level of this challenge so far because of it's just the vertical nature of the level and the fact, and again, the momentum. It makes it so hard, and it makes it especially easy to fall off these platforms. But you do eventually make it. So 3-4, well, 3-4 is it's pretty easy as well. Honestly, it's pretty easy. So let's move on to 4-1. 4-1, I have speedrunning muscle memory of it, so it's pretty easy. I didn't even have to stop once. So, yeah, moving on to 4-2, it was another pretty hard level here. Not only because of this very tight jump here, but because of this area with the lift. It was pretty hard, but I did eventually make it. And again, if you do this, what I just did here, you're soft locked. You're gonna have to restart the level again. 4-3 wasn't as bad as 3-3, but it was still pretty hard. I'm starting to notice a pattern here with all the hard here. But it was still pretty manageable. But 4-4, well, 4-4 is actually an issue here. Because 4-4 is one of those levels where you need to go through a specific path to beat it. And that path involves you going left. And there is absolutely nothing we can do here. So 4-4 is impossible. But does that mean the whole game is impossible? Well, if we go back to 4-2, there's a warp that we can use, and oh, wait a minute. We can't use that because we have to go left to go into the block, and we would also have to go left to go into the vine. So that's not gonna work. But there's another warp if we go all the way to the end of the level, and that sends us to World 5. So we can go through that, and oh, we're stuck again. And there's no other warps we can use. Is this the end? Well, no. I stumbled across a task from 2020, and look at what they did. Yep, they clipped through a block because it actually is possible to clip through a block without pressing left. You can see they clipped through the pipe. and from there they were able to go to the World 5 warp, which by the way shouldn't even be a World 5 warp. It should warp you to World 3. But either way, it worked, so we can skip 4-4 and continue going. So 5-1. 5-1 is a pretty flat level, and I'm just really happy we managed to get through that. 5-2 was a much harder level than 5-1, because not only was it not flat, but it also had a lot of hammer bros that I kept dying to. And kept dying to. But eventually I did make it, but this was one of the hardest levels in the challenge so far. Now 5-3, this happened. Yeah, I don't know how that happened, and the whole, like, software just crashed after that. I don't know what happened, but I just managed to get it back and go through the rest of the level pretty easily. So, going on to 5-4. 6-1 was pretty easy. All I had to do was just avoid the piranha plants and Laggy 2, and it was pretty easy. 6-2, though, well, 6-2 was actually pretty hard because of all the piranha plants I had to deal with, and also because of all the soft blocks. Like, literally right now I can't move left, so I'm stuck here, and that pipe was too tall for me to jump on. So if you do that, you literally have to restart the level. There's so many soft blocks, and it was just hard in general, but I did eventually make it through. So going to 6-3, which I'm pretty sure is just a copy of another level, but I'm playing it anyway. And it's hard. It is hard. It is very hard. It's really just like 3-3. Just the verticality of the level, it made it really hard, but I eventually made it. 6-4, I think it's also a copy of another level, but again, I'm showing it. And the fire bars, look at how many times I'm dying here. These fire bars are just insanely hard to deal with. But I did eventually make it through. Again, this is all possible. So let's go on to World 7. So 7-1 was pretty hard because of the hammer bros. When I finally made it, look at what happened here. Yeah, I did the flagpole glitch. I decided to just test it out just to have fun. I tried it a few times and I got it on like my 4th attempt. I can't believe it. But 7-2 was pretty hard. Again, the same reason 2-2 was hard. The momentum you have so little friction. 7-3 is just a copy of 2-3, so I'm not really gonna explain it much. But it was really hard. So going to 7-4, 7-4 might look like it's impossible because of the specific path you need to beat it, but it actually is possible without pressing left. So we can move on here to 8-1. 8-1 is an extremely long level, but it's pretty flat, so you can just go through it without pressing left. Now 8-2 was honestly pretty easy as well, but look at what I did near the end. Again, I just decided to go for the flagpole glitch a couple times, and look at what happened here. Yeah, I'm just gonna go for the flagpole glitch. Okay. No way! Are you kidding me? That was like my 4th attempt. I can't believe it. Yes, that was, I was in disbelief. And not only did I do a flagpole glitch, I did a bullet bill glitch too. That was even more insane. But going to 8-3, it was so hard. Look at how many times I died. The hammer bros were just so annoying. But I did eventually make it through this level. So we can go on to 8-4, the final level. Let's see if it's possible. 8-4 is a pretty long level, and these stairs really had me dying a few times, but eventually I just had to go through the pipes to make it to the end. So yeah, I was worried that this invisible block would be a problem because it was remember the 4-2 warp, it was pretty hard, it made it impossible, but it actually is possible. The underwater level is pretty easy, and with that, it is possible to beat Super Mario Bros. Without pressing left. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you want to know an explanation on what's been going on, look at the text. Thank you for watching.